Hey guys, it's me again. I just come on briefly because I'm just thinking, a little background on me again. Came from Trinidad, born in Tobago, grew up in Trinidad in a home that my grandfather got from the government years ago, right? Was a back then was like a little maybe a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, one bath, and the living room space was pretty much the average size of a average bedroom, right? So it wasn't pretty much a big house, and the kitchen was basically the size of one of those balconies on one of those townhouses and stuff. So yeah, that's where I grew up. I saw that house when it was at that stage, and slowly my dad and us, we worked on it, we built it, we increased it from what it was to a 3 bedroom, and then we added a downstairs. My brother added a downstairs unit with a 1 bedroom, living room, kitchen, everything, right? So I always had a vision for that space. That was back years ago when I was supposed to be studying to be an architect, and the size of the land space we have, I could build a mansion on that land space, right? But the whole point of what I'm saying here now is because of just being in that fishbowl and just knowing, okay, this is what we got, okay, work and build on it. But didn't understand mortgages, investing, finance. There was no one in my family that think like that growing up. So when I came to Canada for the second time in 2002, a friend of mine introduced me to financial services. I stuck around it, walked away, came back. Life happens, right, and stuff. So I finally even back then I took some of the advice and the strategies and stuff, and I use it in my own personal life. And today I realized that information that was given, right, that information that was given to me, that exposure and that knowledge that I gained, I continue to self-develop and grow. I love my little gray here. I continue to self-develop and grow. This is a manifestation, actually. Self-develop and grow. So I went from, I'm a financial consultant. I'm now also a mortgage agent, because they both, I have benefit of having both licensed to help out a situation depending on the client situation, right? So they both help each other. But now I'm exposed to, after doing mortgages, now I'm exposed to real estate investing, right? And if my circle or my family had that circle or had that culture around us back then, possibly I could have been in a different place right now. But I can only deal with right now. And what I am doing right now is hopefully going to put my kids and them in a different space and circle when they become adults, right? So with the real estate investing and the mortgage thing, I realize it's so much simple, right? You just have to, develop that culture, that network. Not everybody's gonna like you, and that's general. All those little stuff is general in life. That's normal, right? Right. So what I'm saying is, you have to understand that what you do right now is gonna do something for your family and stuff later, right? So all you have to do is make sure you take care of the little pieces, right, towards that goal, right? I'm not doing this to become rich. I never thought I would have been an individual to win the lotto. That's why I don't play the lotto, right? I was always the person that believed you gotta work, 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 work. But not only work, I think personally, again, I was supposed to be an architect. I was doing metal work, all this kind of stuff. But my last 2 years in high school, I got switched into business. So I developed that business mindset at the same time. But now I have an opportunity to actually take my background skills, because I always realize with people, especially people that are struggling, no matter what business you're in, people are always trying to get a deal and they're trying to get a discount. And I personally I don't think that's a culture thing, right? I think it's across the board for most people. There's only people who don't think like that, who won't, or who's not going through hardship, is gonna try and bargain you down or get a deal or whatever, right? So, or complain, because you could do a job for somebody, maybe a mechanic, construction guy, whatever it may be, a contractor, and people can always find something to complain about. So I know personally for me, I wasn't gonna get into that field to serve people, and then it comes back, oh, you didn't do this, I didn't get this discount, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, right? Fine. So now I'm putting everything that I've learned my entire life that's in my subconscious when it comes to construction, building, developing, like that was my life. That was my dad's life, right? We built our family home from a 1-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, and with my brother we put a unit downstairs, and I could increase that to much more than what it is right now. But there's a risk in Trinidad right now if I do go to expand it in the area where we are, right? The value of the property that we have there, it could increase, but it's in a area where right now, we don't know which direction the country is going right now, with crime and all this kind of stuff, right? But we're definitely not gonna get rid of it, right? But yeah, I'm gonna take those skills that I have with the knowledge that I've gained and put it together, right? Because I have the construction knowledge, the background, engineering, architectural work, and mortgages. So now everything, this is like my life skills, and this is my knowledge based skills, and I put that together, and look at that. I've created my own full circle, right? So real estate is in my core right now. Of course, I do insurance, saving, educating people, uplifting people, because that's the life we live. Like that's just life, right? But with some people choose not to do anything with their life for whatever the reason may be, and I understand that, because I've been there. I've been at the bottom. I've been to a place where, I believe I even went through depression myself, right? Because it's so hard to diagnose such a thing, right? But that's life, right? So I want each and everyone who is actually listening to this to understand I'm not perfect, right? Nobody's perfect, and we all go through certain things that actually make us forget. Life gets so crazy and busy and stressful and stuff that if you don't take a moment to actually take care of yourself, watch what you eat, your intake, alcohol, all these stuff suppresses your mind to actually think clearly and freely, and I can see that right now. And I appreciate the moments that I may have went through, not having, lack of, So I know that feeling, and I know I don't want my kids to go through that, although I don't have any control over that. But I can give them a little more than what my parents couldn't give me. And I will say one of the things I got from my parents, which is more on my mom's side, I got the working with my hand skills, right? On my mom's side, I got the religion side, I got the spiritual side, right? And from there, that's a foundation. And from there, it was up to me, it's up to the individual to just build on that. Sometimes it's going to collapse, right? But you just figure out what's next. You just try, you just keep trying, right? I've been there, right? I've been down the road with failed marriages. I've had 2 failed marriages, right? 2 failed marriages. After the second one, you start feeling like, is it me? But at the end of the day, it's not only you, right? And even whatever situation you may have been in, that was a learning stage for you. And as bad as it was, that person or that individual, you learn something from that situation. So some people go through those kind of things and they never take a step back and realize, okay, I wasn't the only one that was wrong, or that person was the wrong one. But what you have to do now is ask yourself, what can I take away from this situation to make sure that it doesn't happen again? One of the things that I took away was I felt like I was a failure because my entire life I was told I would be a failure, and I was told nobody would love me, and I started to feel like, holy shit, you know, maybe my father was right? And someone who I actually was dating at the time, or we did date, but just through conversation, she turned to me and she said, don't make your past be your future, right? In terms of, you know, yeah, you failed in your 2 marriages, but why are you gonna make that stop you from being a better you? And I took that in a positive way, and you know, I just moved on with it, right? So I took that. Mind you, my first 2 marriages didn't even last a year, right? One of them, it had a court order in place because my then ex-wife put a hole in my car tire. She actually punctured the car tire and stuff, right? So there was a court order of separation for a whole year. So, you know, right? So I learned from that. I learned from that. Even till this day, I'm grateful for the 2 of them. Although we don't communicate, I learned. There was lessons to be learned there, right? So it's the same thing with everything in your life. Even your financial situation. If you don't take away something from that situation, something's wrong. And you need to actually speak to someone and try and get some help. And yeah, I gotta go. I've been speaking too long. You guys take care. Take care. Much love. Bye.